tarder, j'aimerais passer la parole à Sugar. Sugar, pour nous dire qu'est-ce qu'il a vu puis comment il voit ça, sa collaboration avec Steve.
Hello once again, everyone. I didn't really understand much that Yvonne was saying, but I do understand that it's my turn to talk since he passed me the tray with the microphones on it. So I'm happy to be here in Montreal again. It's beautiful weather. We have another exciting show coming up, which is June the 29th. Steve Bossé and Pascal. Two exciting fighters, two great athletes. Pascal has been a world champion. He's been competing on the top level as an amateur and as a professional. And he's well known, he's well respected. And Steve Bossé, he's always been a tough competitor. He's excelled in hockey, and he's also excelled in UFC, MMA, and he always wants to compete on the top level. And this is a fight here that takes him to the top level immediately. And it's not an easy task, to make the transformation from a UFC to a boxing on a top level. And I guess we've all saw it one time, and that was with Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Conor McGregor, where the UFC versus the boxer. And it was an interesting fight. It was competitive up until a certain point, and I believe that most in boxing believe that the UFC fighter is going to be, more tired in the later rounds. And this is why, one of the reasons why I was brought in to be added to the team of Steve Bossé is to help with the transformation from UFC into boxing, to make it a lot easier, to make it more understandable, and to, help out just to understand more of what to expect on that top level of competition. So far, I've worked with Steve maybe 2 days. I was here Monday, so Tuesday, and today we'll also continue training. And I'm impressed so far. He learns very fast, and he has athleticism. It's just kind of having him understand that boxing is more of a speed sport, a speed and balance sport versus just straight power. I know he has power. I've seen the fights. They're showing it on the screens all day and busting people up. So that's not a problem. I like fighters with power, and he's one of those guys. Just as a note that training here now, we're going to move training camp to Detroit. The reason for it moving to Detroit is for Steve to be more surrounded by boxers of a top level. And at the Crunk Gym in Detroit, we have those boxers that are going to be able to help him to make adjustments and see more of different styles in boxing that he hasn't seen as far as the UFC. My team at home is like a family. I've been here in Montreal with Gym Promotions and Team Bossé, and everybody here has always been, it's like a family to me as well. So it's going to be fun having a training camp in Detroit and having Steve around my family and watching him learn and watching him grow as a boxer. Thank you.
Merci, Sugar.
Did I say enough?
Yeah. Can you say it in French now?
Oui.
Steve, maintenant tu peux expliquer aux gens qu'est-ce qui t'a amené à prendre cette décision-là et t'associer avec Sugar.
Salut tout le monde. Vraiment excité à l'arrivée de Sugar dans mon équipe d'entraîneurs. J'avais hâte de voir la chimie parce qu'il me reste un mois à mon camp d'entraînement. Je suis très bien entouré avec mes coachs que j'ai présentement. Marc-André Gauthier, David Gauthier, Kouache. Mais Sugar peut amener une coche de plus. On a commencé à travailler ensemble lundi. Puis, je vois déjà que ça peut être très bénéfique. Le fait qu'il m'invite d'aller finir mon camp à Détroit, je pense que ça va faire une grosse différence avec des boxeurs de haut niveau. Plusieurs avec le style comme Pascal, on va pouvoir travailler sur des plans. Alors c'est ça, vraiment excité pour le moment. On va décoller sûrement en fin de semaine pour Détroit, jusqu'à la fin du camp. On va revenir vers le 23 juin.